In this video, I'm going to show you how to repair a broken head gasket or a blown head gasket or a broken spark plug that is stripped out on your head. So if you're losing compression, you can fix it with J-B Weld, super glue, or Gorilla Tape. But the real method is this J-B Weld, which is a new formula, 5020 PSI, which is amazing. And people spend a lot of money with repair on a head gasket, and this costs $6.99 from the hardware store or the O'Reilly's or whatever. So the method is the same for everything. I'm going to do my motorized bicycle, which has 10,000 miles on it, which is actually crazy for a motorized bicycle. And they're cheap Chinese junk, so the petcocks always leak gas. Even though I had mine turned off, it filled up with gas. Usually, because mine has like a blown head gasket already and it shoots gas out the head gasket, I could pedal it. But so much gas got in it that my clutch was slipping. I had to take the spark plug out, and when I was removing the plug, I've only taken it out maybe 10 or 15 times over the years. Same original spark plug. The spark plug has 10,000 miles on it. Anyhow, I go to take it out. When I'm removing it, it felt really hard to remove, so I felt like it was stripping out. And then when I went to put it back in, it didn't want to go in. I cleaned the threads, and it went in really hard. And then when I got to the bottom, it seemed like it stripped out, and then now it has a loss of compression. Also, a lot of people who blow up their motors and they have these motorized bikes, this is a good way to tell if you have no compression. If you can just push your bike like with one hand and it doesn't lock up your tire, that means your motor's blown or you're losing compression. But usually it's because you've toasted the motor. So my spark plug is letting the pressure out. I'm going to see if you can hear it. So these on mine are 14 millimeter. Look how haggard it is. Look at the spark plug. My coil is literally holding the spark plug wire in place. So I got to turn the coil and then this comes off. It's not even on there. People are so over the top about their motorized bikes. I have a random Champion spark plug, which is not for this bike. It's like the colder temperature. And the best part is I'm the only person who has a 13/16 spark plug socket that has a 1/2 inch drive. So I don't even have a 1/2 inch ratchet for some reason, so I can't even use my socket. I've never seen a 1/2 inch drive on a spark plug. That's insane because you don't want to put a lot of torque on it. So I'm literally removing the spark plug with a pair of channel locks, which is far from the right thing to do. But I just want to get this off real quick. I don't want to do it when the head is on there. Or at least I got to break it loose. There we go. At least if it's loose. And I felt like it was coming out wrong. But there's still threads in there. So it has something to latch onto. And you can definitely do a car head gasket with this stuff. Some people won't even have to remove the head gasket, depending on where the water leak is. If it's not going in the inside and it's on the outside. Look at this spark plug. This thing is something else. Trying to get the focus. It's a Champion 7. Which is not for this. It's supposed to be a number 4. Look how destroyed that spark plug is. It's just people take their motorized bikes too seriously. I always like to point that out. No one's enjoying them. Once you get the quirks figured out and you get to run, they go forever. I've never fouled a spark plug. This is the same one. I actually just cleaned it. Wow, look how stripped out the head is. That's awesome. You can see how bad the damage is. And I was thinking just to get a high compression head. They're only like $20 delivered on Amazon. Look at that. I don't know if it even does it justice. It's tore up in there. There's nothing left. Jesus Christ. But I said, you know what? Look at the metal right there. Holy crap, that's from the threads. But I say, you know what? I don't need the Amazon high compression head. Not yet. I'm going to see if I can fix it with J-B Weld. And it's only going to cost me 50 cents worth of J-B Weld. If you're like a do-it-yourselfer or a handyman or a project kind of guy, it's nice to have J-B Weld around. The only reason I don't is because I used mine up on a project. I always have J-B Weld. So I had to go buy some, take those off. Put this right back here. This is my camera holder. So people can remember what to get. Oh, also, why I have that super glue there, that's the best super glue that you can basically get. Also, the cheap 3-pack at Harbor Freight is really good, because super glue is not what it used to be. I'm fucking not a kid, and people don't remember if they're under 30 years old. They don't remember what super glue was amazing. It was so powerful, and I feel like because there's too many idiots, that you can't have super glue like that, because kids would be gluing themselves to the table with the world of dumbasses that we have going around. Like, I don't think they can put out powerful super glue, but that's from the auto store, and that Permex, or was it Permatex? They're the same people that make all the silicones. That seems to be really good. I used it on a few repairs, and it worked really nice. And don't be worried about taking off of a head of an engine. There's no skill required. It's not like there's a head gasket on, well, they're not a head gasket, but there's no, there's not like a torque sequence. It's China, man. This is just insane. I've never looked in there. I wonder what the piston looks like. For all I know, the piston could be cracked in half. With the amount of, oh, look at all those metal shavings. With the amount of abuse I put this thing through, that, oh shit. This piston, it's like exciting. I wonder what it's going to look like. I didn't even think about that. All my washers are going everywhere. Uh-oh. It's hard to do with one hand. It's probably a lot easier with two hands. Just want to see what's in there. Oh, let's see. 10,000 mile China motor. There's some metal shavings right there. That's from the spark plug. It's looking great. Let's get it. I need to get a light or something. Looking real good. Ports are looking good. It's hilarious how clean my engine is. I didn't expect it to be so spotless in there. I beat the crap out of this. I don't even use a mixture thing. I just put oil in the gas at the gas station. I don't even measure it. And I run car oil. I don't run two-stroke oil. Car oil is the same thing. Don't let people lie to you. I used to think it was different. Look how clean that is. I'm so amazed. Look at this head gasket. This thing is toasted. There's like a groove on it. I don't know if you can see that on the video. There's like a groove. I'm going to reuse this head gasket too. I'm going to put a little bit of J-B Weld on that. But anyways, for this, look at that. That's pretty clean too. There's some buildup. I'm going to clean that up. It's going to haul ass. In a way, the buildup gives you more compression though. Gives you a smaller combustion chamber. But I'll clean that up. That's really not that bad. I expected it to be completely cooked. And you can see right here where the head gasket's blown. That part right there, where it's black, that's the carbon is going through. And there too. The head gasket on this doesn't even seal. But I'm doing the spark plug. While I'm at it, I'm going to seal the head gasket. So, I'm going to clean this out with, you can use whatever you want. I like this chem tool. It's really strong stuff. All you're going to have to do is spray it. And now I'm going to run a twisted up paper towel, run it through it, and pull it out the other side. That'll get all the metal out. Maybe do that 2 times. Get it really clean of any oil. You're not going to want J-B Weld touching oil. J-B Weld has to drive for at least 24 hours if you want it to do its proper job. People are always in a rush. And J-B Quick does not do the same job. And with this PSI crap, it used to only be 3,000 something. So they did this. I don't know how this new one's going to work. It better be better. It better be better. We'll see. Because you know when they change stuff, I've been using J-B Weld forever because you keep trying all this other replacement stuff and J-B Weld is always the best. You get epoxies, all this junk. It doesn't work. So I'm just going to roll up a paper towel like this. I'm going to put it through the head. turning it back and forth, and then get out the other side, pull it. This will take all your debris out. It got stuck. Good. It means it's tight. And I didn't roll it. It's perfect already. I'm going to do it twice because I like to do everything right. My friend, his dad used to tell him that he was the half job because he would do everything half-ass. And his name is Robert. He's a cool guy. This guy would always tell me that to do shit the full job. Because we were just those kind of people. I learned from a half-ass kind of person who did everything as fast as they could and just, they didn't really care about the quality. And they, like they say, you always have time, or no, you never have time to do it right, but you always have time to do it twice. That's an old man saying. And that's the shit. My brother would redo jobs 4 or 5 times rather than do it right the first time, even when it's his own stuff. So now it's perfectly clean. You know it's dry. You know there's no oil in there, no contaminants. I'm going to let that sit for a second while I mix up the J-B Weld. If you've never used J-B Weld, it's very simple. 2 parts, you just open them up, mix them together. You can use a nail or a screw. A lot of people like to use a screw. Put it on a piece of cardboard or paper, something you don't want, because it will stay there forever. In fact, this is my toolbox that this is connected to. That's been there for, I didn't even think about that. That's 20 years, maybe 25 years old. Look at all that crap in there. That's J-B Weld, where I've been mixing it. I should mix it there again. I didn't even think of that. I put it on pause because I'm going to go get something from the house. For the motorized bicycle people only, or if you're taking the heads off your car, you can do the same thing. This you just break off with a screwdriver. This ain't nothing. This carbon buildup. And then when you're done, you go over it with a piece of sandpaper, and you will have a better running car or bike, motorcycle, bicycle. This works for everything, especially dirt bikes. You get an old dirt bike, this is a little modification right here. Reseal your head gasket and clean out the carbon. Look at this crap. You just get a little piece of sandpaper. This is old school right here. People take things too seriously. This has never come off this bike. There's no point to take your bike apart. People are changing the head gasket on the bike when they've ridden it 100 miles. That's because they're retarded, I guess. As long as you tighten their bolts all the time, especially when you're first breaking in. See, there's a lot of buildup right there. I didn't even notice that. That comes right off. That's not metal, that's carbon. That must be the hot spot. This thing's going to be hauling butt. Going big time. Let's see. It already goes over 40 miles an hour, which seems to be a big accomplishment for these motorized bike people. I'm not sure if that's true. They seem to go that fast stock. A lot of people agree with me, but other people say I'm a liar. So I also have a 700 tire, so it's a little bit higher geared than the regular 44 tooth because I'm using a 44 tooth sprocket, which is not meant for speed. It's the stock one. I got stuff on all my stuff. You can also seal it with Gorilla Tape too. That's just there because that's one of the best duct tapes. I love that duct tape. Here we go. Maybe they'll send me some. I'm just playing. You don't get shit unless you have a ton of viewers. But I love Gorilla Tape. It seems to be really amazing. I'm just going to do a final cleaning right there. It doesn't really matter if it's spotless. I would take out my Dremel, but I don't have all day. And who knows if this is going to work. That's why I really don't want to do it. What if this J-B Weld idea doesn't work? It should work. So that's real clean now. No carbon. This head is so warped. It's crazy. It's gotten so hot. You can see that it's warped. Look at that. You see that? That is so warped. There's a crazy bend on it. The other side's flat. That's nuts. That's just the backside because the backside doesn't get any air. Nuts. It's warped. Could just be from the Chinese factory. Pausing again. Time to show the proper way to mix J-B Weld. Most people will just use the back of the pack.